And we have Petras Auštrevičius, Lithuanian MEP, joining us right now. Good afternoon, sir. Delighted to have you with us.
Good day to everybody. Pleasure.
All right. So let's take a closer look at the Renew Party. There has been some decline in seats from 100 to 75, if we're not mistaken. How would you explain that?
Well, indeed, Renew, as each and every political group in European Parliament elections, is facing probably certain challenges. And for Renew, a particular challenge is, for example, Spain, as our political group, which was well established in Spain, met certain difficulties inside the party, and they didn't form a list, a separate list for election. For the time of being, I mean, there are, I believe, there are 7 or 8 members of our party. It's quite a number. So you have to, in fact, take them out from the list. And indeed, other big countries might follow, as for example, France might meet increased competition from other political groups since they are ruling party. I mean, smaller member states, I don't think they will show up worse. In opposite, some might come up, like Romania, for example, but all in all, well, predictions are not over positive for Renew, and I hope we will be around 80.
Around 80. Well, now, do you think the elections will make the group change some of its policies? Which topics do you think have been successes, and which policies may need to be adapted or changed?
Well, I sincerely hope that our ideology-based approach will remain the same as liberals and Democrats, as those who support liberal democracy and, you know, are progressive in their point of view. I hope we will be for pro-change policy, generally pro-reforms, pro-democracy, pro-rule of law, definitely. But, you know, some minor changes with the arrival probably of some members from, new members from other member states might, for example, bring focus on particular issues, maybe more on agriculture, maybe more on industry or education. But I hope that our general line will remain the same.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now let's take a closer look at the leadership. Valerie Heyer, Sandra Gozi, Marie-Agnès Strack-Zimmerman. So why 3 Spritzen candidates? Is there sort of a certain reasoning behind that, if you could explain?
Well, Valerie, she is running chair of our political group. She is well established, representing the French movement, Macron political group. She's well accepted, I have to admit, although she's not liberal. I mean, she doesn't belong to ALDE political group, unlike Anna Zimmerman. I mean, she is from ALDE, from liberals and Democrats. So there might be some competition. It's natural. We will decide looking at numbers, looking at their programs probably. I don't refuse that somebody else might run for presidency, more than natural. And, well, let's see. But I'm sure we will have a stable and forward-looking leadership.
Now, Valerie Heyer wants to kick out the Dutch VVD party from Renew, voting on the matter on June 10th. Now, will this weaken the whole group, or why not do it before? Or is it just a ploy? What do you think?
Well, it's not a play. I mean, we are having an easy discussion within the political group. You know, I mean, VVD was really a very part of our political debate, always, by the way, speaking for rule of law and so on and so forth. But those domestic political situation or situations in the Netherlands, they changed party's line. I regret it happened. But, you know, I mean, we have to react probably, and we will be not indeed supportive of anybody going with those populist speaking against Europe. So that's why VVD might end up in a, you know, a bit more complicated situation.
Right, so currently Renew has 5 leaders in the council, some quite vocal, such as Kaja Kallas. So how confident are you of Renew's chances moving forward?
Look, if the Renew group, as a part of ALDE group as well, so we form a ruling coalition in the European Parliament. So definitely we should have somebody on the top of positions, Council, Commission, or the Parliament, of course, will be our targets. I am sure we will have indeed very competitive candidates. I'm looking forward to, as a group, to be represented on the top seat.
Now, major losses seems likely, in particular in France, with Macron's Assemble, far behind Le Pen's RN or ID group. How much will this kind of damage the group or dent it?
You know, I have to agree that it will be a certain downslide of in numbers. I hope not political influence, because all political groups, I don't think they will in today's ruling coalition, they will be much better. Not at all. Look at Greens' position, which even might be smaller by half. It means that political competition and campaigning based on today's situation in Europe is not an easy one, especially migration or economic issues. But of course, I will miss my French colleagues who have been a very part of our political group. If they come in a smaller size, I hope we will compensate by our activities.
All right, so let's take a brief look at some of the possible coalitions. VDL needs to reach the magic number of 371 to cross the finish line. So will your group support VDL 2.0, and under what circumstances, if so?
Well, it will depend on our internal agreement, which positions, what top seats will be, and in which way will be distributed among the political groups. I don't see a possibility for EPP to have more than one. They have to share the leadership, whatever it takes, the European Parliament or the Council. So, and probably we will be on one of those top positions, having a continuous influence on European policies.
Okay, well, it certainly will be interesting, and we just have a few days to go. So, the best of luck to you, sir, Petras Auštrevičius. Thank you very much for joining us today on TVP World. Appreciate it.
Enjoy your day.